How's it going, everybody? This is SMTV Gamer, and it is officially June 10th, 2024, which means Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance will be available to play on the 14th. So, man, like 4 days and I can finally play the game the way I always wanted to, because the game was like so good on the Switch. But two reasons why I stopped playing it was because one was the performance. The gameplay was perfect. It was just the performance. It was really bad. And I have such a large TV. That's the large TV, by the way. I have a large TV, so when I see that frame rate and then I play like something like Mario Odyssey or something, like it was just so much more difficult. But the gameplay was awesome. I had a moment with the game. I always will have a moment with the game when it becomes like a game that really matters to me. And my moment for Shin Megami Tensei 5 was I was in the sauna, and when you're in the sauna and you're uncomfortable, I like to, well, for me, and I think a lot of people are like this, they like to think of something or listen to music and think of something. I've always used it as a way to meditate, but then there's times where like I want music to help me focus on the endurance test, because once you get uncomfortable in the sauna, that's when it really matters. It breaks down parts of your receptors in your head, and then when you get out and you naturally cool off on your own, you can actually feel more dopamine in life, you know, more joy and stuff. And anybody that deals with stressful stuff in life, like, it's really important. It makes you enjoy like your moments to yourself or your moments in gaming. That's why I like it. I love playing video games right after the sauna. And I was listening to DAAT battle theme from Shin Megami Tensei 5, and I was visualizing me in third person standing in front of like a giant monster in the desert in the heat. And it's like, the best part about that song, the only way I listen to it is if it comes with the introduction before you commence battle in Shin Megami Tensei 5. There's like a song that plays that goes hard once you hit attack or do a move on an enemy. Then it really just hits, and I love that. And there's like a 15-minute one, and I would loop it, and I would be in there for like 30 minutes, and that's when I knew it's time to get out. But I would visualize my friends with me, by the way. We're all in a turn-based RPG, Japanese RPG. It's so cool. So like, I always have moments like that with my favorite games. I have to connect with it emotionally on a deep level like that. And I think of that game and I think of like having my friends and like fighting, you know, things from hell and all that. It's really cool. So, another game is Kirby Superstar Saga. I love that one. I just started playing the one on the DS. That was on the DSi, but I think it was a physical release as well, right? Like for the DS. And it's the same game, except it's sorry if my camera freaked out. It's the same game, just it looks more like Nightmare in Dreamland, which is a fantastic Kirby game. I mean, is there any bad Kirby game? You know, like, I think the one I still love, but love the, you know, the least is Kirby and Dreamland on Game Boy, like Kirby Dreamland. Like, that's the only one, but it's still like cool. It just feels like a like a draft of what Kirby was going to be. But with Kirby, I see myself as Kirby, and my favorite game on that collection is Milky Way Wishes, because of that final fight. That was the most epic fight in Kirby. I mean, there's so many epic fights, isn't there, in Kirby? But like that one in particular, with the music and stuff, I wish I could show you, but I don't think I unlocked it. Did I unlock it? Did I like get to that part in the game? Let me see. It's 60%. Did I do that? Yeah. Chapter 7. Wait, I picked, why did I pick this one? It's not what I wanted. You know, well, no, whatever. I don't even care. The point is that Milky Way Wishes has like an intense fight with this this kid. What was his name? It was like Marcus, or not Marcus. It was something. It was a sad story too. He was bullied, I think, or something. And so like it goes into like this odyssey where there's like this very old mechanical sun star thing, and like it's like the moon and the sun like combine, I think, and it generates like this power, and basically it's it's what we call like a shooting star wish or whatever. But it was so cool, and I was only like 8 years old, maybe when I played that, and I got to that part, and keep in mind, Milky Way Wishes was like way different than any of the games on there, where you can't just like suck somebody up and take their power. You have to go on planets and find the power from like this I guess, I don't even know what to call it. Like you have to, in these games, there's like spots where like you can just select a power. Like they give you like 4 or 5 or something like that, where like you can pick sword, fire, or ice, for example. In the game, you can still suck up enemies and stuff in other ones, but they still have like, hey, you're about to fight a boss, here's like some stuff you could pick to help you fight the whale. And the one where you're on a treasure hunt, like this one, actually, it's right there. Do you see that? Here, it's right there. Those things, and those are in Milky Way Wishes, and that's the only time you can actually get powers. You can't actually just suck up and take it. So it was really weird. And then you go through the game, basically you can just get used to Kirby himself, or you can go and get the powers if you want. I just thought it was cool though that you learn how to beat a game, essentially, if you want to, without powers. And then you get like this mechanical flying star that shoots beams. And by the way, all of these games, besides the racing one, like the party ones, I guess, maybe the race one is co-op, but all of them basically are cooperative games. So you can do this epic stuff with a friend, or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, mom, dad, the damn cat, for all I care. Like, it's just epic, right? You and your cat beating Milky Way Wishes. And so you go through this thing where you're breaking apart the machine inside the wishing star, and then you do that, and the kid that got bullied and stuff, from what I remember, like flips out, turns into this monster, and like the planet underneath your feet is like turning really fast, but you're somehow standing as the planet's turning, and the music was like, and like all of a sudden you see the enemy, and he was like, he had arms like this, like imagine his body was like this, and he had like things sticking out. It was like angel wings, but evil looking, and he had a clown face, and his eyes are going crazy, his mouth is open, and he's giggling and shooting like this magical like star, like Nova stuff, dude. It was so epic. And once you do that, you unlock like an arena game where you have to fight all these bosses in the game. And I've never done it. And that's actually my goal here, is to eventually unlock the arena. I also, thankfully, back when I was in 5th grade, maybe 4th grade, I went over to, 4th grade, I went over to my best friend's house, Matthew, and he had a copy of Kirby Dream Land 3. And I have that. I want to play that again, too, because I remember fighting the final boss in that. And I was very disturbed. Like, that was scary, dude. It was like a demonic evil eye and, like, blood. I think there was blood. I don't know. It was like the game was so happy and stuff, but, like, and dreamy. And then it's like, oh, yeah, right. The opposite of this place, the altar side of Kirby Dream Land is nightmare. Anything nightmarish, right? Anything void and fear, and just, I want to take the joy and twist it on you. You know, I love that. So I had, the long story short is that Kirby, I would always imagine myself doing all that crazy stuff. He loved food, and he loved sleeping, and he's very kind and stuff, but he's also like an embodiment of imagination. It's like, what if I was like that? And that's your power. Is what if I was that? What would I be if I was that? And I think that's like the coolest freaking idea. And of course I like it, because like the game character that got me into gaming in the first place was Mega Man. Mega Man X3 was my first game. I had other games, but the first game that actually made me actually sit in front of the TV for more than 10 minutes, which was funny because I think the only reason why I cared so much about it was because my uncle Mark, who was only 10 years older than me, so I was like, I was 5, he was 15, something like that. Maybe I was 4 and he was 14, but he said, this is the game that I grew up with. And for whatever reason, I never thought of that. I mean, I was only 4. I never thought, like, games that other people grew up with. I'm growing up. I love my Uncle Mark. I wanna play that. So I play that, and it was brutal. I don't think I could. I know he beat the first level for me. I could never beat a boss. And then he brought home Mega Man 7, and that one is special to me for sure. You know, I found out yesterday that Mega Man 7, get this, Mega Man 7, have you seen this game? Mega Man 7 was made in 3 months. It had a 3-month development time. Have you seen Mega Man 7? Have you ever made a game in a year? 3 months. Like, oh my god, I know a lot of people probably have, but I haven't. I can't even fathom that. 3 months. The music, the art, the story, the gameplay, everything was just top notch. They crunched a lot. It had something to do with just bad timing, but they were very devoted to making this a great game. And I remember him renting the game, like always. We rented all our games back in the day, back in 1990. Well, I think it was 1996, 1995, something like that, when I was playing these. But my grandparents had an RV, and my uncle and I, we would go on trips, and we would rent a game, and they had an RV that had, it was like a movie theater in there, but they had TV up on the ceiling with a Super Nintendo, and just playing Super Nintendo in a car ride on a TV with the sound, by the way, coming through all the fancy speakers and the lights on the ceiling and the walls when it's night, and how it was just amazing. I had a bed, like, and we're in Florida. I'm watching him play the game. Well, we traveled to Florida. I'm watching him, and literally we get to Florida. We get to my cousin's house, my aunt and uncle's house, my other uncle, and I was like, "Where's Mark?" He's in the driveway, trying to beat Mega Man 7. But I just remember that car ride and Mega Man 7 and just being like, man, Mega Man is like the best thing. And so when I play that game, I'm literally thinking about nighttime, summer, and being in an RV with probably my favorite family member of all time. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, see you guys later. And again, I know PewDiePie does that, but I always felt like a connection when he did that. I want to have that too. What am I gonna do? High five? High five? Okay, breakfast. For PewDiePie, by the way, and us. Ready? And go. Later.